Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Viper channel thing. Bit of an update. So, as I mentioned previously, when I bought the car, I noticed the gear lever was really wobbly. You could like twist it around as much as you want, wiggle it, didn't feel right. And then also the clutch pedal, when you put it down, if you sort of pushed it to your left, it would hit on something and not go all the way down. And when you pushed it to the right, it felt like it went all the way down. And so we had a bit of a look, and you can see just that bracket there. It was hitting on that bracket by virtue of having a worn clutch pedal bush. So what we did was pull the pedal out, measured the internal diameter of this, external diameter of that, so that's what the pedal hinges on. This is what pushes the actual master cylinder pedal rod. These are the bushes that came out of here, and you can see, like, it looks like this should be actually one piece and it's broken, and it's pretty hammered, which for a car with allegedly 17,000 miles on it seems weird, but maybe that's normal. This thing here I believe is called a bird cage, and that normally sits on there to lock your pedal rod onto the master, or the master onto the pedal. Apparently these break all the time, and then the rod pops off, then you have no clutch. So what I have seen one guy do was he drilled a hole in his pedal. Apparently he did it in the car. Hats off to you, mate, because this was a mission. It cost me 2 drill bits. Looks like it's maybe case hardened or something, because I had to use a grinder to level it off because my punch wasn't punching anything. And then got the drill bit. First one on the way in got blunt. Second one went nearly all the way through, and then as it must have hit the case hardening on the other side, it grabbed and just snapped the drill bit, so I had to punch it out and use a diamond grinding bit to cut that the rest of the way. So that was fun. Now the idea is this slides on that, then we put the master rod on, put that on there, put the split pin in, and then that should, apart from, I don't know, I'll obviously lube it up, maybe it'll wear out in a few years. Hopefully I'll get a good few clutch kicks out of it first. That same deal goes in there to replace this. Gonna fit it with a lot of lube. My plan, because I don't have any anti-seize, be using wheel bearing grease, and I'm gonna mix an epic huge amount of graphite powder in it. So hopefully the combination of the two should give me pretty reasonable life out of those bushes. Now, as far as the shifter was concerned, so I did take some photos before I got this modified. Hopefully I'll be able to put them in. I don't know if I'm clever enough for that. Basically, in the car from factory, this is not threaded, it's just a round bar, I suppose, and that goes in there, and it must be ordinarily glued, but mine wasn't glued, so you could just like pull this completely off, and that goes up into the shifter normally, obviously. So the plan was, I have contacted MGW to ask if they did aftermarket shifters for Vipers. Apparently they don't. Disappointing. Love MGW stuff on my ED. So anyway, the plan instead was I got an engineering job to thread this, and so instead of, you know, that being attached to that and then the shifter going on top of this, we're just going to go straight on the thing out of the box. Now I'm really hoping it's not going to be too short. It looks like we're taking about an inch out of it, and the shifter does seem to be pretty long, so I'm hoping we should be pretty right there. So the shifter is just going to screw directly onto that and then lock up. So gonna lube it up and see what we can do. 3 hours later, got the clutch pedal in, and I haven't yet found an angle that you can see what's going on there, but she's all back together. It is a mission. The split pin is bent ugly because it literally has nowhere, like you can't get your hands up in there. Everything is super sharp. I've had this car like 5 days and I've already bled on it, but you can see where it used to hit on that corner of that bracket, and now when we push the clutch in it doesn't hit, and the pedal's a little bit more wobbly than I would have liked. That's just my lack of measuring skills, giving the engineering shop the wrong dimensions for those bushes. But even if you push it over pretty hard, you can't actually get it to hit that thing, so it should be golden, hopefully. Now we gotta put the old shifter back in. So shifter back in. Sorry for the complete lack of light. Don't know if I'll be able to get in there, don't have enough hands. So you can see that bottom threaded bit's screwed into there's sort of an arm comes out from the box because the shifter's offset, so that's screwed in there. Shifter's screwed to that, and lever is now significantly shorter than it was before. Hopefully it's still going to be alright. It's not the end of the world if I, can sort something out, a longer shifter thing, but we'll see how that goes. This is torn, which I knew about because you could feel hot air coming out from under the trim when you're driving the car, but I forgot to get something to repair that with, so we're just going to run with it as is, because I need to drive this car because I've waited too long to not. That's the height that the shifter ends up at. If you remove the bushed section, oh, excuse me, ugh, that wasn't a let off, that was trim, trust me. So bearing in mind I've got no seat in the car, still feels like you can get all the gears. Can't get reverse because of the lockout, so I guess we'll see what happens, but seems to be alright. Should be alright. See how we go.